Good evening, everybody. Sorry for the delay there in actually pulling stuff up onto the screen. I do apologize. I was getting an unexpected noise source from somewhere. I just spent the last couple of minutes dashing around trying to figure out where it was. I finally figured it out. It was, yeah, you don't even, I don't really need to explain it, do I? Anyway, if anybody really wants an in-depth explanation, I'll provide it, but it's actually mind-blowingly stupid on my part. Right. Oh, and I forgot. Let's at least tell the Alliance, just in case my usual are out there. How's everybody's weekend going? Right, there we go. Job done. Now I can think about what I'm actually going to say. So, as you may have guessed, the subject of today's live stream may very well turn out to be speed. And why speed? Because I'm curious, as everybody knows. I'm a huge fan of the Gauss because I can get its base sprint speed up to 3.3, which I had assumed was the fastest possible in the game. Now, I've also been told that no, Titania is faster. Now, I assumed when people said Titania was faster, they were referring to its flight mode. Which is, here we go, hello Titania Prime. And yeah, which one is it? It is this one. I'm not sure if it actually tells you how fast it goes, but I am told that in flight mode, Titania is basically the fastest. I don't know how to measure that. It doesn't actually tell me here just how fast it is. But that's what I'm told. Okay, all right. I have no particular problem with that. In flight mode, Titania Prime may very well be the fastest. But that's an ability which runs out. Okay, all right. Now it becomes a case of, do you mean sort of baseline no abilities or with abilities? Because, and this is something I only really sort of figured out today, and I know it's pretty obvious when you know, that with Volt, I was told its speed is based on its strength. And I finally figured out that that's an ability when you are running at speed. And it's that speed multiplier that counts. So it's an ability. All right. Abilities run out. Now, as again, most people probably know, I am not good with abilities. I constantly forget them. I don't use them as much as I probably should. But, okay, I can understand that, yes, you get a speed multiplier. Don't know how fast it translates to in terms of across the ground speed, but you get one. The thing is, because I don't know how this, for example, corresponds to movement across the ground, in terms of meters per second. I've got no idea. But all right, so if I at the moment had this ranked up and I hit speed multiplier, I would get a speed of then what? 1.45 times nearly 2, so that would be 2.75 maybe. So I can sort of see what they mean. You rank this up as much as possible, and then you'd get a temporary speed that is significantly faster than the Gauss. Yeah, got that. But the thing is, the Gauss has a speed mode as well. This one, Mark Rush. Speed 38. This actually gives you a speed 38.47 meters per second. That's interesting. Nobody's ever, as far as I've done, when I've been told, oh, Volt is faster, it's only today I managed to actually pin down that it's actually an ability of the Volt. So what we're looking at here then, my current conclusion is the fastest Warframe without using abilities is the Gauss, with a maximum baseline of 3.3, not counting boosts that it might get from somebody else. I think that's a reasonable assumption. So in other words, if I am doing long distance running, Gauss is the way to go. If I want to run all the time and just hold down the run button, Gauss is the way to go, because as we know, I'm not very good at remembering to hit speed, and I wouldn't want to go into melee with Mark Rush on. Yeah. I could calculate what that is in kilometers per hour. Multiply it by 30. Yeah. What is, yeah. If anybody knows how to convert sprint speed into meters per second, please somebody let me know. But let's have a bit of a play around and see how it all works in practice. I've got the frames. Let's do it. So I suppose what I should first do is actually get my Volt ranked up, because it's not exactly fair to run it like this, now is it? And yes, I know yesterday evening I didn't have a Volt Prime. I got the part, built it, and yes, I spent platinum on getting it ready for this evening's live stream. So, let's get it ranked up. And I will do that in my usual fashion. I will pop on adaptation, I will pop on fast deflection, and let's get some health on there. Oh no, let's get an aura on there. What aura do I want to put on? That's going to have to change at some point, but we'll stick on the most suitable one. Seems to be Dreamer's Bond. All right, we'll pop that on. So when I'm ranking up, I typically say, right, we're going to go for health, which means vitality, doesn't it? And shield, which is primed redirection, and then I'll worry about the rest of it. And let's see if we can put some strength on there. So that okay, so that is, yeah, speed multiplier 2 times, so that would bring it up to a speed of, now this obviously I can get somewhat higher, but at the moment when I'm running, I therefore am getting a sprint speed of near enough 2.9. Well, that's not as fast as a Gauss. I could stick on, let's see, I could stick that on instead. Not really seeing any difference in the strength there, so I'll tell you what, we'll just go back to Dreamer's Bond. No. So I could get this faster, but for this I'm going to go and say, do you know what? Let's see, can I could stick on, don't have the capacity to stick that on. I know if I put that on, no, I don't have enough. Don't have the space to put rush on. So let's see what else I could stick on. Armor, maybe. I've only got 7 points. Yeah. Let's not worry about it too much, huh? Let's get this ranked up so that I can play a bit more. Then I normally put these on for now, so... So if I increase this, then this at the moment will go up, and yes, it will get faster. So, okay, definitely a case of I can get a temporary sprint speed based on my ability strength. And then obviously I could increase the duration. And yes, I can certainly see that you would, while using speed, go faster than a Gauss. But again, it's an ability. Whether that counts or not is entirely up to you. So, let's get this thing ranked up. And you'll notice he's got Praedos installed. Do I want yeah, I might as well use Praedos. And today we are unleashing Rufus upon the world. You gonna come out and say hello, Rufus? No? We're gonna rank up a Warframe. You wanna come along? Well, you don't have much choice in the coming along part, but you could have come out and get a hug and say hello to all your fans out there. No. Alright. Let's go and beat up some poor hapless enemy. And we're going to do this in the most basic way fashion possible, rather. We're going to go to Sedna and do Hydron. And I just want to do defense. Because that's what I'm doing. I probably should do the other this time. So we'll get this ranked up, won't take too long. I'll apply whatever I can.
Defend the cargo until reinforcements arrive.
If we can avoid alerting them, this might be easier. Move and strike. We have to win this.
I'm just waiting to get that 3 by multiplier so that I can hit the incarnate. Everything's dying too fast.
Extraction is ready. Unless you can handle more of the enemy. Keep fighting. Another opportunity to extract will appear soon.
I am slightly bothered. Why on earth am I not? Am I stuck at a 2x combo? I need 3x to get Incarnate enabled.
Reinforcements available. Do you choose to leave now or continue fighting? Continue to defend. You will be rewarded for your bravery.
I mean, I will say that it's a good-looking Warframe. Yes, I like. I have a little mental ranking, I suppose, not definitive, of Warframes that I like based on how they look. There we go. Normally 5x, by the way, that you need to get, except that you can configure that to be only 3. Makes life a little bit easier. Yep. And frankly, the only reason I actually equipped the Kratos is because of the speed boost it gives. It's not that good, to be honest with you. I mean, I'd far rather have the Gauss Prime.
Reinforcements available. Do you choose to leave now or continue fighting? That's the last of them. Objective is secure. Let's go home.
Only 16? Alright, well, we'll just do it again. Can't remember the levels at which I get extra mod capability. Should have a bit.
All set.
No, I haven't.
Serviced your weapons myself.
It's not that I can tell. So that would give me a speed of 2.15 times, which is pretty close to Gauss speed. Because right now, with the same kind of rough configuration, Gauss will run at 3.3. But yes, okay, I can certainly see. Yeah, you can get a Volt faster than a Gauss. I can get a Gauss faster than a Gauss by using Mark Rush. I don't think anybody has ever mentioned during a discussion of Warframe running speeds how the Mark Rush compares. I wish there was a place I could actually do a timed run. That would be awfully useful. Anybody knows a location
You must defend our equipment until reinforcements
where I
arrive.
can actually do a timed run? I wouldn't be able to give you a definitive answer now. I'd have to go back, look at the video, and actually dig out a stopwatch. What I need is a nice kilometer-long run somewhere. feel distinctly like I've got not much to do here, really. I wondered what happened to that.
Extraction is ready, unless you can handle more of the enemy. Continue to defend. You will be rewarded for your bravery.
Why does it sound like someone's doing the Kamehameha from Dragon Ball Z? Yes, I do know about the Kamehameha from Dragon Ball Z. I also know that in Villain Support, and if you haven't watched that, that is hilarious. Stitch can do double Kamehamehas. I've never even watched Lilo and Stitch.
Good sword of...
Yeah, Villain Support's hilarious.
Reinforcements available.
And if you want an idea for how interesting Villain Support gets, consider Stitch stealing the Death Star and entering the world of Warhammer 40,000.
Keep fighting. Another opportunity to extract will appear soon.
The basic premise, again, if you haven't seen it, of Villain Support is, suppose villains had a sort of help system across all various universes and sort of thing. So they have discussions with Palpatine about where is his Death Star, or why has it got a maid mode, which is from Spaceballs, in case you were wondering. Oh, you're probably too young to know what I mean when I talk about Spaceballs. Sort of Mel Brooks doing a Star Wars parody. In some ways it's kind of iconic. Would everybody stop killing everything so I can get Incarnate mode unlocked?
Reinforcements available. Do you choose
heaven's
to
sake.
leave now or continue fighting? That's the last of them. Objective is secure. Let's go home.
I just want to get ranked up so I got the mods so I can actually experiment with the speed a bit better, which arguably I should have done before I started this. But, hey. Alright. Everyone's gonna be like that. Let's go to Belinus. But in fact, the idea of actually building a vault, which was highly dependent on getting the parts, which I was lucky enough to be able to trade for early this morning.
Until reinforcements
I needed a
arrive.
couple of parts. What did I need? Neuroptics and systems. It's always neuroptics and systems you end up having to get. And then I thought, what am I going to do this evening? Oh, let's have a look at this. So then, of course, I had to actually finish building the vault, which I paid platinum to do. Hey, how you doing, Raven? Good to see you. No, I was not. The circumstances got in the way. I'm probably going to meet her. Actually, I got a suspicion I'm probably going to meet her for my birthday.
For the Lotus.
Which is on the 12th. So I'll probably go meet her then. But the whole plan of actually having to go and spending the weekend there or something. Yeah, no, that got stymied by circumstances. So I'll probably go have lunch with her in Preston a week on Monday. I will turn 60. Yeah, no, like I say, the circumstances in question, which I'm not going to go into huge detail about, not because it's personal to me, just something I am not going to discuss. Yeah, no, they were vastly more important, and everybody associated agreed to that.
Extraction is ready. Unless you can handle more of the enemy,
Yes, the big 60.
continue to defend. You will be rewarded for your bravery.
very much. Shaving helps. But no, I think I told the story. One of the reasons I shaved was because my son said that I hadn't seemed to have aged in the last decade or so, and that I would look 10 years younger if I shaved. So I shaved. So, and that way, along with a buzz cut, it's very difficult to see the fact that I'm actually quite grey. Thank you. It's kind of really weird. When I was younger, much younger. I used to be mistaken for my mother's husband when I was in my 20s. And then as I've gotten older, I seem to have, my aging seems to have slowed down. Although I can see it. Oh, I'm never happy. Happiness is not something I exactly go for.
Reinforcements available. Do you choose to leave now or continue fighting? Keep fighting. Another opportunity to extract will appear soon.
So how's the new year treating you, Raven? Sorry, I should have asked. Trying to do 3 things at once. Play the game, talk coherently, and remember to have a conversation in which I remember what other people have said in chat. I'm trying to remember your cat's name. Was it Misfit?
That was a close one.
But cats are supposed to do things like that, aren't they? Oh, Zoe! I'm sorry, Misfit is somebody else's cat. How many cats' names am I supposed to remember now? Zoe, Misfit, Peanut, Chloe. Ah. I'm trying to remember if I knew what your cat's name was, and am I guilty of forgetting it? Excuse me. I keep forgetting I've got a Tauron strike queued up. Now I can't remember whose cat is Misfit.
Extraction is ready. Unless you can handle more of the enemy.
Whose cat is Misfit?
That's the last of them. Objective is secure.
I'm going to have to make a list of cats' names so that I can try and put a post-it note up there and try and remember them all. Oh, okay, we're almost at rank 30 and I can actually do a bit more experimentation. What I'm going to do after this... My Discord server is a pet channel. I encourage everybody to post pictures of their cats and dogs and other loved ones. Alright, so let's see. Strength, tradition, continuity. And all right, I think I'm giving this a fair shake here.
Operator, did you hear that? It said...
Cosmic background radiation
Radiation is a
is a riot. Alright, one more run and then we can actually go and do some galloping across all plains of Eidolon, I expect. See how fast things. Sorry? Do I like Ordis' sense of humor? Is that what you're saying? Yes, I do. He makes me grin. I love his secret to happiness. High levels of dopamine and a poor memory. Sorry, that one makes me giggle.
Our position has been compromised.
Oh, yes, yes. I have those on all the Archon shards.
Just like the Grenier.
I've actually applied to the Gauss because that's the one that I use most, so it's gotten all the benefits. Melee damage and I can't remember what else. Oh. Hey, Danny. I can't remember, Danny. Have you met Fallen Raven? Two cat owners in chat at the same time. Danny has Peanut, hello Peanut, and Lola, hello Lola, and Fallen Raven as Zoe. I'm trying to remember whose cat was Misfit. Yeah, I've even got the helmet add-on that allows you to make Tau Forged Archon shards. Need to do Archon hunts more. Well, I don't know that Raven has been on...
Is ready. Unless you
I
can
can't remember if Raven has been in the Long Dark streams.
Another opportunity to extract will appear soon.
Attack us, and we will counter.
Oh, somebody couldn't open a closet. Oh, closet container.
Reinforcements available. Do you choose
Almost
to
there.
now or continue fighting? Continue to defend. You will be rewarded for your bravery.
That was the wrong button. was a complete waste of time. I should make about enough
Extraction is ready.
for a cup of coffee this month.
More of the enemy. We're done.
Glad to see you
The
then.
extraction team will take over from here.
Right, okay, we got that up to max rank. Right, I am going to take a quick break and then we are going to go racing insofar as I can across the plains of Eidolon, and let's see what I can learn from that. But I am actually going to swap this out for Guns. There we go. Right, so I will be back in a couple of minutes. Good evening, Anna. How are you doing? Good to see you. How are you feeling? Right. So, what we are going to do is I will try and, let's see, configure this for, let's get its abilities sorted out. And so I am going to drop off, let's drop off health and stick streamline up there. And I don't care about range. Strength. Nope. Eesh. No, that's going to cost too much. Motor signal. Nope. 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 No. Okay, that's about as good as I'm going to get, I think. I could actually get a few extra points over here, but we'll leave it with that. So that gives me a 2.15 speed multiplier over a sprint speed of 1.25. So that is what's some. Yeah, that's not Gauss speed. Now, strength can be considerably increased. I could kick that up. So I could juggle my base speed and get more of that. So, what was my... so if I drop that off... Hearing of I... Oh, oh, that's very strange. How weird. Because, yeah, that's YouTube. YouTube doesn't normally do that. The violin would have been the music I play on start. Let's get speed up. I can't. Can I stick rush on there? Okay, so that's up at 155, which gives me a top speed of... Alright, that's roughly the same speed as... That's a bit faster than a Gauss. Oh, okay. So, like this, and there are ways of getting... I don't have the mods. I can get strength higher, which would make the base speed based on that faster. So, you can definitely get the Volt to run very quickly. That's about as good as I'm going to do for now. Let's go and have a look at... I think I have a max ability. Yeah, this particular configuration maxes out the abilities to the best of my capability, and that's for flight. It doesn't give me a speed for that. Alright. Oh, yeah. They're always with us. So that's got ability set to max for that one. And what I'm now going to do is go to the Gauss. And I am going to do this. We're going to max out the speed. Hang on. Let's just copy that over. Big C. Hang on. No. And let's see. So that's got our speed up. I'll drop that down to 3. See you Monday morning. So let's now try and get strength up. So I will chop out that. Nope. I don't want to do that really. I want to keep. You know what we can do for this? We can drop these down. I can pop on that. Take that off. And let's see. No, 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 no. I don't have a lot of particularly great. Yeah. That's about as high as I can readily get things, I think. Yeah, at huge cost to everything else, of course. I probably won't need. That's baseline. I didn't want to do that with baseline. Never mind. We'll stick with that. Alright. So what is my... Oh, hang on a second. Oh, that's interesting. Speed has not changed. It is still a maximum of 38.47 meters per second. 38.4 meters per second is roughly... What's that? 150 kilometers per hour? What's 38.47 times 3.6? Call that 130 kilometers an hour, roughly. Hey, Peanut! Alright, this is very, very rough. So I've got 3 speed demons. Let's go to Plains of Eidolon and have a bit of a gallop. Yep. Let's see how all this works out. I wish I knew where there was a kilometer run. You know, it occurs to me I want to leave chat up for the other scenes. What do people think? For the waiting for stream intermission and the stream ending, should I put chat up on those screens? Alright, so. Oh! Somebody's got something around here going on. Oh, hey!
Draw energy from the bombarists. Make use of them.
What I need is a nice flat straight bit, to be honest. But like this, I can do. It allows me to run across water as well. So this is about as fast as I can get a Gauss. I wish I knew how fast it was going, but I don't. And gonna call that pretty quick, to be honest. Duration's pretty impressive. And I can run across water. Yeah, and I've now run out of energy. I'm not sure that really gives us a very good idea, but let's go back to Cetus. And swap out. And try the speed of a volt. Yeah. I'll just leave the squad to save them the trouble, because I'm not doing anything there. Should be able to swap by Warframe here. Right, so let's go to Arsenal. Let us swap that for Titania. Let's see. And we are set to about as good as I can get for that. Alright, let's see. So, the fastest way of getting this thing to move is like this. I think that's as fast as I can go. Is that as fast as I can go? They say so. It doesn't strike me as being as fast as a Gauss's Mark Rush. And it's good for what? What? I wasn't doing Cephalon capture. I wasn't doing PvP stats either. How did I end up doing this? Oh, come on. What happened here? Oh, please. I most definitely did not want him to go into PvP. And now I am completely... Huh. Nothing seems to be working. That's weird. Ah, okay. Wasn't just me. Okay, so let's go pull up the vault. Go for a run. See how this looks. So, alright. Here's a question.
Now, a massive sentient energy spike in your area. I advise you to be careful.
Can I run across water with a vault? Useful. One of the great things about Mark Rush is you can run across water. Nope, can't do that. And the duration is not great. Right now, about the best I can do is get it at about the same speed as yeah. I'm not hugely impressed, to be honest.
Those devices draw energy from bombarists. Make use of them. Next, you attempt to take control of it.
There's a body of water. Okay, it's fast. Is it Mark? And I can't run across water. I can't run across water. How about that? And of course, that's one of the huge things about the Gauss is Mark Rush will let you run across water. Let's get a bit more energy to try that again. I need some victims. Now, of course, compared with an archwing,
Energy spike. I advise falling back. The terrorist retreats, but remains close by, wary of you.
Should have enough energy to do this. Let's see how this works. Without running across water,
And
huh?
so it goes. I'm sorry, little friend.
Alright, let's see how this goes. Okay. Yes, it's fast. Is it as fast as a Mark Rush?
That device is insufficient.
I can certainly see that it might become as fast as one.
Deploy additional Eidolon lures.
Definitely can't run across water. Ooh, people are not gonna like some of my conclusions. Yeah, it's fast. It's largely dependent on, yes, you do need okay, I'm not going to say I have complete set of conclusions here. If you have sufficient energy, yeah, you can keep this up for a while, but you still can't run across water. Apparently. I tell you what, in terms of speed, I am... Yeah. Now, I sort of see what people mean when they say the Volt's the fastest. Well, after Titania. I'm not sure about Titania. Titania doesn't look that fast, even compared with the Volt. But Volt, definitely, yes. For a brief time until you run out of energy. Is quite fast. Sorry.
Spike. I advise falling back.
This is the first time I've actually been involved in one of these and had a rough idea what I'm doing. Sorry, this is a bit of a digression from what I was intending to be doing. Supposed to be shooting at. I have a feeling I'm missing something here. Alright, so back to the subject matter. What am I going to conclude? Am I going to conclude anything at this point? Have I given it a fair shake? I can't actually come up with specific numbers for how fast everything goes. What does 3.3 translate to in terms of base speed? It's obviously not meters per second. Yes, you can get a volt up to Gauss speed. Yes, you can get a volt up to significantly more than Gauss speed. If you get some mods that I don't have, you can get it going very, very quickly. Doesn't seem to be able to run across water, though. But it's an ability, which means it will run out, needs energy. Titania doesn't seem to be that fast to me. Again, it's an ability. Yes, you're flying, which is cute, which is nice. And yes, I suspect you can probably get it going much faster by increasing your ability strength. What are they doing here? I suppose one question would be, if you gave, if you had to go take a 10-kilometer run, without being in combat, who's going to win? And the simple answer appears to be Gauss Prime would win it, because it could maintain the same speed the entire way. If the others, they can't. They can't. Their speed is not as long. So technically, yes, the Vault could easily be the fastest Warframe when you're using its ability. If you're not using abilities, the Gauss Prime is going to be the fastest. Which one of those you prefer is going to be entirely down to your gameplay. And I do actually greatly value the statistics of or abilities, not abilities, the capabilities of a Warframe without using its special abilities. So, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, I can get this probably up to 1.7, 1.8. Probably could.
Stand by while I analyze the intelligence profiles of the Grineer. Error.
I can get... I don't know how fast Titania actually goes, which is interesting. Actually, exit. I would have to look it up and see if I can find out what its speed is as a flyer.
Operator, you have remembered well how the Tenno arm themselves.
Because this doesn't tell me how fast it's flying. Yeah, you do have that dash attack that it's doing there on the screen. And that, yes, obviously, for relatively short durations, very useful. But sooner or later, you're going to run out. I mean, if you're in a fight and you are constantly picking up energy orbs, then that's obviously going to mean, that's going to mean you can use flight more frequently. But then you could say the same about speed and Vault, couldn't you? I'm gonna have to experiment more. I would like to spend more time, I guess, with Titania doing what she's doing on the screen right now. Because for that, yes, extremely quick, obviously. And I would like to see how long I could keep that going. I know that Brakash, if he's around, uses Titania a lot. I will have to talk to him and get more information about it. And if it sounds like I'm winding down, I kind of am. It's the weekend. Am I likely to swap out any of these for... instead of using my Gauss? At this particular point, no. The one I'm most likely to swap out for, arguably, is Titania in flight mode, and I've definitely got to work on that. The only thing about that is to get these, you have to sacrifice other things. Yes, I've got fast deflection on, but you'll notice I don't have adaptation. And adaptation is really useful. I could see... That's ability duration, that's ability range. I might be able to compromise on that one. That's the energy, which would dictate how long I could keep it up. That's efficiency, ability strength. I'm doing everything I can to keep her alive. So that I am very tempted to put that on. And that these two, ability, adaptation and fast deflection, of course, really do help keep you alive. And this is... Actually, that could be useful, to be honest with you. This would be my normal. I'm going to have to play with this a lot more. But okay, that's giving me a better idea for when people say, oh yeah, the Bolt's the fastest. Yes, if you've got a high baseline speed and you've maxed out your ability strength and you're happier to use an ability, yes, it obviously can get extremely quick. Titania for flight, for those short duration rushes that you're seeing there, extremely quick, but again, it's short duration. Long term in just flying in a straight line, I think actually, I'm not sure. And one thing I have not seen a comparison of is the Gauss Prime doing a Mach rush, because that is really quick, and it's the only one which actually gives me some idea how fast it's actually going, because I don't know what 3.3 or 3.0 as a sprint speed means. I have not reached any conclusions, have I? I've just spent the last hour and a half and I haven't really reached any conclusions. Answers in the comments. I'm sure that there are some relatively strong feelings about this subject, strangely. And like all things, it's not a simple, oh, this is the absolute fastest under all circumstances. The closest to all circumstances is still the Gauss, because its sprint speed is on all the time. The others, you have to switch it on. And if you can switch it on, I can switch on Mach Rush. Or Redline, come to that. How fast is Redline? Does it give me an idea for that? I'm not sure if Redline actually affects your sprint speed. It looks like it does, to be honest. But yeah, that seems to be fixed, I think. Is it? Ah, no. Your speed is dependent on this. It is dependent on that. Where's Rush gone? So that is, yeah. Ah, do you know what? Something I can have a look at here. Oh, that's because I have Kratos. Let's just take that off and replace it. Whoops, sorry. Replace it with something else. Swap with Benson. No. There we go. Right, so let me have a little look at this. So, I've got where is it getting a sprint speed of 1.87 from? Seriously, where is it getting that from? That's kind of funny. What? I would have to actually juggle and do some numbers, because I am now in a position to convert the sprint speed number into an actual speed. which could be interesting. But I don't know. Where's it getting? Oh, is it this? No, it's not. Where am I getting that extra speed from? Oh, it's is it from one of these? It's from quickening, no? What is it? Where's it getting that extra speed from? Sprint speed. It's amalgam serration. There we go. I forgot about that. I forgot amalgam serration did that. Let's go back to here. Go back to my default. Okay, default config 1.5. And I'm going to have to crunch some numbers. Because at 1.5, it's got a speed of 25 meters per second. So I can actually have a look, probably write equations to see what the what the link is between this and that, which I'm not going to do right now. I'll worry about that later, because then that can give me a bit better idea for some of the numbers. I've got amalgam serration did that. Which is why it's so useful to have. Okay. So, I'm sorry, I haven't come up with any definitive any answers here, and I should have probably done a lot more work before I started this, but heck, I wanted to fiddle. I have fiddled. I'll try and come up with something better at some other time. Anyway, I am going to go and get on with the rest of my weekend, which will probably involve my going to sleep after I get something to eat. Thank you all very much for watching. If anybody wants to leave a subscribe or a follow as an early birthday present, feel free. Remember to hug your Kubro or your Kavat, neither of which have been hugged today. Are you going to come out, Achilles? You going to come over here? You're not, are you? Always hug your Kubro or Kavat. I may very well be back this time tomorrow, or I may not. Like I say, it's the weekend, so I reserve the right to take a break at the weekends. And anyway, my regular schedule appears on the end screen, in fact on all the intermediate scenes, and I will see you all next time. Especially if I can get this